just my opinion, but I think if you eat any meat past the medium, you've cooked all the flavor out of it.
Yeah.
You know, that's just.
It's not. It's texture changes.
Right,
Everything.
right.
It just
All the juiciness and goodness goes out of it.
Look, man. I am aware, and this is the thing that like all these guys, like they talk on Joe Rogan, Steve Rinella, and all these guys that promote hunting and subsistent living and kind of try to do even if it's just one animal a year that you can provide for your family, like do that. I 100% agree with. But some of these guys got to understand that it's not sustainable for every person in this country.
Right, to go out and kill
an animal.
Right.
Like, we have to have agriculture.
Right.
If not, like, you're not feeding 350 million people
a
year on subsistent living. Like, it's just impossible. Yeah. So it's like, but I do think everybody at least needs to. I understand everybody can't hunt, and I respect that. But I do think everybody needs to at least try and expand their palate when it comes to wild game and even some of these not like invasive species like Nutra. Like if people would get over the fact that some of these things, or oh my God,
they have to change the name.
It's like it's good. It's
like they don't call escargot snails. We got to change the name of Nutra, and people would probably try it.
You're right. It's the same thing with some fish. Like it drives me crazy that like. There's so many fish that people don't eat, but they eat tilapia. Right. Like tilapia is so good. Like that's like worse than eating bacon. Like tilapia is crap for like nutrition wise. Like it's not good. It's farm raised. Like you're never gonna find tilapia in the wild. It's 100% farm raised. They literally eat pig shit. Like the pig farmers take their shit and they throw it in the tilapia farm, and that's what the tilapia eat.
Oh, it tastes like bacon.
It's well, I mean, it is. It's just not good for you. And I'm not trying to shit on tilapia farmers, but it's just not. It's a cheap protein, but it's like if you're looking for cheap protein, eat peanut butter.
I love peanut butter.
Yeah, well, me too.
Don't tell people that because ain't gonna be peanut butter.
Peanut butter shortages. Yeah. Right, talking about peanut butter shortage. I went to freaking grocery store the other day, and we are never out of peanut butter in my house. There's always at least a half a jar, and it's like, okay, time to get 2 more.
Right.
So,
have you tried the honey peanut butter?
Love it.
That's phenomenal.
So, one step, like, I got a local honey guy. I'm gonna have to get don't buy the peanut butter, the honey in the peanut butter.
Just buy peanut butter and put my own honey in it?
Yes.
Is it better? Oh. I'll try it, dude. I love peanut butter, and I love
peanut butter. I got some honey. I'll give it to you.
All right. All the peanut butter in my house right now is honey peanut butter, but I'll go buy a jar. I'll go buy a jar. What you suggest? Like Jif or something?
What, peanut butter?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just use Jif. That's why I was going. So I went, and there was literally every other brand of peanut butter, and not one jar of Jif. All of the off brands, all of the expensive shit. Good, man.
Like the peanut
didn't
pan,
have that.
Honey.
All they had was all these off brands. They had one jar of Reese's peanut butter, and then they had like all the sunflower butters and almond.
Right.
I love Reese's. I hope their peanut butter's not bad. It's like I had to buy the Reese's peanut butter.
Did you try it yet?
I didn't try it yet.
It's okay. It's not Jif.
Nothing's Jif.
Huh?
Nothing's Jif.
Well, I know, but it's not. It's okay. I'll leave it at that. I don't want to I'd rather make your own unbiased opinion about it, but if that's all the peanut butter they have, I'm gonna eat it. Right?
If they wouldn't have had that, I'd have got the other off-brand shit.
Peanut butter is one of those things, man. Like I'll go like great value with a lot of things, but so my mayo, blue plate,
gotta be
right. My ketchup Hunts, my mustard's French's. I gotta have my Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce.
Oh, that's a.
And my peanut butter's got to be Jif, man, or Peter Pan if I'm going for the honey.
So, dude, we were just in Colorado.
What about you, Brennan? You do any of those off-name brand for any of those things?
I'll do a lot of off-brand. I'm not that picky about both things.
But for whatever, my condiments have to be freaking name brand. I don't
think I've had off-brand peanut butter. I think we've only had
Jif. I haven't either.
I've had off-brand ketchup. It's fine.
But it was like a little packet. And I was like, oh my God, that's horrible.
You didn't grow up like us.
Huh?
So he didn't grow up like us.
Oh, no,
I didn't have name brand peanut butter until I bought that shit myself.
Right. Yeah, I wasn't even a fan of peanut butter until I started buying it myself.
Man,
It's just dry. It's almost like trying to put cardboard on something.
but dude, we travel a good bit. Everywhere we go, nobody has what we have. Like there's no Blue Plate. There's no like coffee. Like I love community coffee, and I like to try coffees when I go. Like
we
local.
bring our coffee with us
So
on trips.
I used to bring seasoning, right? So for the parade, we ride in the parade. I used to throw small packs of Tony Sachet. Like that's just And so we used to bring some every time we travel. Just throw it in the suitcase and have it because we cook when we go. Like try not to eat out a whole lot, just unless it's like a local restaurant. So in Colorado, we in this little bitty. It's called Twin Lakes Village. The population's 30.
Oh, that's cool.
Like
That's awesome.
it was amazing. But anyway, so a little town about 25 miles away that has a grocery store. I mean, it was the size of a large convenience store. Was their grocery store,
Right.
Like produce aisle was, maybe the size of this room that we're in. So I'm walking around and I'm like, man, we were cooking steaks and we were cooking some other stuff throughout the week. And so I'm trying to get everything. I'm like, okay, there was not the Airbnb that we were staying at had literally like salt and pepper. That was it. Like no garlic powder, like no other seasoning whatsoever.
Like hit the little grocery store if you want.
Yeah, let me see what they got, So we walk around and lo and behold,
Yeah, Tony's.
whole bottom shelf. Tony Sash.
That's some people don't understand flavor.
So I bought two. And I left one over there, just whoever's coming behind us. Like, hey, y'all can get a little taste of something.
That's awesome.
And they had Blue Plate mayo.
Really? So them people was like, if you gonna eat here, you eating good.
I was floored. I was like, I ain't seen Blue Plate out of like the Gulf South. Like,
I wouldn't have known that because we don't really. So we're kind of the opposite. We go on vacation, with the exception of if we travel with my mom likes to cook. So if we travel with my mom, she's gonna cook. A couple days probably. But for the most part, if it's just like me, my wife, my kids, and we go like a week to the beach or whatever, we're gonna eat out pretty much almost every meal. But we like doing local.
Yeah.
Like we like to find. My kids, like, what do y'all feel like eating? Arby's. Arby's anywhere. Let's so that's kind of our thing. We'll go out and find little local restaurants wherever we're at to try to, experience different foods. So yeah, I'd have never known that Blue Plate was like
it's not. They had
not a national, like in all the.
Oh yeah,
Was it Miracle Whip or something?
Miracle Whip and Hellman's. Hellman's is almost everywhere.
Oh, okay.
Like everywhere. But Blue Plate is
Blue Plate needs to step their marketing game up, man.
Well, the community coffees are like they are.
Right.
It's regional.
Oh, I know that. Like I have family members in Georgia that we mail community coffee to.
Yeah.
Because they can't get it there.
I honestly, when it comes to like the diversity of community, like just with the different blends.
Yeah. It's just a good coffee.
Good coffee. And look,
I'm like you. I'll try coffee, because I love coffee. So if they have you got to try this local coffee. And look, probably one of the better non-community coffee places. Things that we went on our honeymoon in Jamaica, and they have I forget what the name brand
Blue
coffee
Mountain.
is. There, Blue Mountain, and we got it from Jamaica. Yeah. That was a spectacular coffee. I brought a couple pounds home with me, man. It was that was a good coffee. I was surprised, pleasantly surprised at how good that coffee was.
It is great. That's probably one of the best coffees that I've had outside.
Right.
It's a different coffee.
It is.
It's bold. Yep. It's rich. It's deep. It's not. But yeah, Blue
it's good. It's a smooth, it's a good coffee. Yeah.
We actually.
You ever had that, Brennan?
Never.
Now I don't know how if they package it, it's on the shelf at a store or whatever. I don't know how good that is comparable. It's like we got it straight from like the location. Like coming here and getting community coffee.
Yep. Yeah. Well, and so it's even crazier. It's even deeper than that because over there, like for that, Blue Ridge is. Y'all say there's sandals or something like that.
Yeah, we do.
Jamaica's not a big place,
right?
So when you're in Jamaica, you
can see the mountain, right? Yeah.
So on the shadow side of that mountain, so most resorts are on.
We went mountain biking on that mountain.
So on the shadow side of that mountain, that's where all the coffee beans are grown.
Okay. That's awesome.
Every coffee bean that ever comes from Blue Mountain Coffee is grown on that mountainside.
That's cool.
And that's why they say it's because it stays shadow. Like I think it's some. It only gets like an hour and a half of sun a day.
Right.
They roast them right at the bottom of the hill, and then it's everything is bam. So you literally probably got coffee that is hours old.
Right. Oh, so good. So good.
Yeah, Jamaica's probably the one of the, because when we go places, I try to get into the history of the place we go.
Right. Oh, it's rich in history. It really is.
It is. It's crazy. Like there was some shit about Jamaica that I never even would like. I was like, that's not true.
I got offered drugs a lot when I was there.
Yeah. Stupid. You didn't have like wear your badge around your neck?
No, but like I'm like, dude, I don't want. It got to a point I would get pissed, man, because I'm like, I would tell them no and they pushy.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, no, dude. Like,
we did an excursion. We went to
I had to threaten one dude.
Blue Hole. I don't know if you heard of it. It's a big plunge pool. You climb up this. It's like this river that cascades down a mountain, and you kind of walk up it, and then you trail down the other side, like you wade through this river, and then you jump into these.
No, I didn't need to do that. It sounds cool as shit, though.
Well, one side is like kind of a fence in the mountains. As you walk up the trail, it's. I feel like I was at a Dodgers game with hot dogs, and cotton candy, like everywhere you go. Dude, some got pre-rolled joints,
get your
some got brownies, some like it's like vendors along the fence that are just selling. Dude, some dudes just said like these like straight buds that are just like he's just holding, like do what you want with them.
I got offered shit like cocaine, man.
Oh no, it didn't. It was all weed.
Like they started out like hey, you smoke, and at the time I think I was smoking cigarettes or cigars or something. And I was like, yeah, I smoke cigarettes or whatever. No, you smoke weed? I'm like, nah, dude, I'm good. You want some hashish? Like, nah, I'm good, bro. You want some cocaine? I'm like, do you want an ass whooping, dude? I don't want anything. Like,
yeah, it was pretty, and it's got to be a popular thing because we went, like I said, we went off grounds a few times.
Us too. Yeah.
Even the driver was like,
"Oh yeah, yeah."
I'm like, no. Okay, just ask.
Now look,
okay.
Everybody at the resort, the drivers, most people that own shops, all super friendly, awesome people. Some of the locals were like just some horrible people. Yeah. Like I got cursed out for being white and stuff. Like it was
really.
Yeah, it wasn't a good experience for us. Off property. Yeah. No, if you stay on the Santos Resort, like those people are
even
amazing
those employees.
Yeah.
And I don't know how we had an unbelievable experience. We did hear things, not targeted at us, but we did hear things like that throughout because you got to think some of these people. Because a lot of cruise ships go there.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure probably got a lot of assholes.
Tens of thousands of people that go to these places. But individually, we were always in small group when we did things. And it was...
Well, we're like, my wife and I are if we go on vacation, like, I don't want to just lounge. Like, I want to do things, So everywhere we go, like, we're going to go find something to do. Like, we don't just want to sit around. Other than maybe if we go, I can't say that. Even if we go on a weekend at the beach, we're not just lounging on the beach all day. Like we want to go do things. So I'm sure if I stayed on a resort all the entire time I was there and everything, like I probably would have had a blast. But that's not us. Like if I do that, I just no point in going. Like I want to see the local culture. I want
to. We talked to like the concierge over there, and they advised us not to leave property.
They told us that too.
And I said, well, I don't want to. And he says, well, don't leave without us. And I said, well, what do you mean? And he says, we'll have somebody escort y'all like privately in a group. And it wasn't, it was a little bit extra, but it wasn't like calling the bus that just has multiple stops, right? Like our guy was for us, like he.
Oh, just like a private guy. Okay, yep. Yeah, no, we didn't have that.
To our place, he brought us to wherever we were about to walk into. It was like $30, like for him to do that for us. Like it was,
which is not much less than I paid like as a tip to the bus driver. Exactly. So like, yeah, I wish I'd have known that.
And so it was cool. Like we didn't deal with the other people making people angry. Like it, And then on property, like
you can't ask for better service on property.
And you can't I don't know if y'all had they would not take our tips.
Now,
would not.
So 2 people took my tips, and I'm fine with it because I offered to obviously the bartenders. But you can't just hand them a tip. Like you have to fold it in a towel or a napkin, put that there, and say, you take care of this napkin for me. Because they're not allowed to take tips.
Yeah.
So they'll take the napkin, put it in their pocket, and I'm saying the next time you go to the bar, you cut in the line, because not a lot of people tip them. And the little guys, so we weren't staying at the main, we were in a honeymoon suite, off kind of behind the property up. So they would come get us on a golf cart. Well, I started tipping those guys because, I felt bad having to make these guys keep coming back and forth. So they started bringing me any kind of food I wanted. So like, I love the jerk chicken and chili cheese fries. That's what I ate like 90% of the time I was there. So they actually let me cut donuts in a golf cart. And that's how much I was tipping those dudes. Like, I was like, can I drive? He's like, I was like, in the back of the property. He's like, all right. So I'm driving a golf cart. I was like, you want to do some donuts? He's like, let her rip, bro. Cut donuts in the back of the property on his little golf cart thing.
Yeah,
so I tipped them heavily. And I tipped the bartenders.
You're just paying for the VIP experience.
Pretty much.
You don't have, that's
you don't have
you don't have to.
No, I know, but
you get the VIP experience. So almost everyone has a butler option. This dude will literally follow you to the beach, and he'll stand in the back. You won't see him, and you go to look for your drink. If your drink is half, he's gonna bring you another drink. No questions asked. No tip expected. But like they go above and beyond. And I made friends with one of the guys that, I don't know if he's a management guy. I say made friends. We kind of made friends on Facebook. He's come to the United States a few times on vacation.
Oh, really?
And he'll message me, hey, man, are y'all going to be in Michigan? I'm like, no, I'm not. I live in Louisiana. I'm not going to be in Michigan. And so we messaged back and forth and just had inquisitive conversation with them. Like, they literally make like equivalents of $2 or $3 American dollars a day.
Yeah, yes.
As their job at a Sandals resort.
Right.
And so by tipping them, you tip them $5 is nothing. It's a day and a half pay for them.
Right.
So it can create big problems for the resort and for that person that knows if the local people know, well, you work at Sandals and you're making, they already make more than locals. But if they know that Sandals now allows tips and they can create, like, they will kidnap people for $100. Like, literally kidnap your ass for $100.
I was tipping a bus driver like $20.
Well, the bus driver's a little, that was.
But they take tips.
Correct, because they don't work for the resort.
Right.
They're contracted.
So they must be rich, bro, because we
had
tipped the shit out them bus drivers. That dude came back and picked us up. So Charity was getting her hair braided. And I bought some cigars and stuff while I was there, so I'm waiting for her. And the bus driver's leaving. I'm like, oh, crap. So I went to talk to him. He's like, no worries, man. He said, I'm going to bring these people back. I'll come back and get you. I'm like, all right.
Ooh.
So
that made me nervous.
So, look, I was nervous as shit. But, like, the compound kind of thing that we were on, the little shopping center, it was a tourist area. Yeah. Like, I felt confident I could at least get a cab back to where I need to go. So I'm like, all right. And it probably helped that I had a couple of drinks in, But he did. He came back with the bus and just picked us up and brought us back. So, like, we tipped him very well.
That's crazy.
Dude,
this is the only time, like, so we landed at the airport in a cattle call, which I hate. So I try not to travel like that. Like, we're just waiting for everybody that's staying, like, waiting for all these other planes to come in. And then once there's 150 people that can get on this bus, they drive you down to
stack
two different resorts and have everybody,
stack on them suitcases like
and I just
kill you.
The bus sways because there's so much weight in the back of the.
That was a horrible drive, and we were like an hour and a half from the airport.
Yeah,
so
we stayed in Ocho.
That's too. That's where we were at, Ocho Rios. Yeah.
So we drive down this thing, and he's just passing people in opposite lanes.
Oh yeah, it was crazy. And he's like, "Don't watch the road." Our bus driver's like, "Don't watch the road. Let me do
this." He's
in
a 100-passenger bus, and I'm like, "Hey, like, cars are coming." He's running cars off the road.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, the rule in Jamaica is the bigger car wins." What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, bro.
We come around this corner.
Did y'all see a fatality? We saw like two on the side of the road. Yeah.
It was like no big deal.
Yeah. And it covered up with sheets whenever we were there.
No, this just
ours. Both of the ones that we had, like, literally, there were just some white sheets on top of them. Like, you could see a little bit, but, like, they covered it up with something.
Oh, no. Like,
this would not just happen. The cops were there already.
No cops. No nothing. And the guy, our driver says, if you're squeamish, don't look.
Of course, everybody's looking, right?
A lot of people were like, because we were kind of in the back of the bus.
Yeah.
And then you heard the ooh, and everybody. And I was like, I gotta look now.
Yeah, now I definitely have to look.
Dude, I was like, holy shit. Like,
Yeah.
And it was like people weren't panicked. People weren't.
Yeah, they're just like going around them and shit. Yeah, they didn't care.
Going around them.
Yeah.
Like people were taking pictures. Like,
yeah.
come on, this dude is obviously dead.
Yeah, yeah.
Hanging out of the car.
Mm-hmm.
Like, mangled. Like, not to get too descriptive, but it was horrible.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, bro.
Like, nobody, this was not something that anybody, this was like normal daily activity.
Oh, yeah,
and
bro.
I was like, holy shit. And then cops are passing, and this dude's passing people on the shoulder. Cop passing on the lane. I'm going, we're getting a ticket.
Yeah, no.
No, wasn't even questioned.
No.
Like, just kept rolling. I'm going, oh, this is, I told Kim the day before we were leaving. I said, Kim, let's call the desk and see if we can get a private car back to the airport. Because I'm literally like, I don't want to get back in this bus again.
Right. It's probably safer, though,
and so
because of how big it is.
We called them, and they were like, well, we don't have any. Our cars are booked up for the day. And I was like, well, that sucks, because I don't know if I can get back in this. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know if I can get back on this bus, because I honestly had like scared for my life. I was like, this is not cool, you know. But like on the way back, it was like normal everyday bus ride, like cool, calm, no craziness. Like wasn't trying to drive in other lanes. We just
was on a driver
going back. Yeah, it was two different drivers.
Yeah.
Our driver in the morning, and it was like
that dude was like, I'll get paid.
He was
by
telling
the amount of people I can bring.
That's yes, it was like $10 a head must have been, because
right.
he was like,
and I'm gonna make 3 trips a day. Right?
And bro, it was so uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
So
it really is.
But yeah, so back to this cattle, because boy, we went full circle on that.
Yeah, that's how we do, man.
So cattle and food outages. So Brendan, if you can Google the amount of food or supply chain factories that have gone up in smoke.
Yeah, like chicken factories and feed that have burned. Not meat factories, like food processing plants.
Let's see.
Like right there, plant fires, boom. Like that's how. Look at that. That's not to count all the chickens that have been killed and shit too.
Well, they had that other. I don't know if it was a bird flu.
That's in Kansas too. Look at that. Types of foods, meat processing.
At least 16 fires.
16 fires.
Since 2019.
They got some horrible.
Yeah,
they have some horrible safety practices at these places.
Yeah,
gotta be. Look at that.
Another headline: 18.
So that's something else too. So even one step further, because it hasn't just been. It was a chicken factory or chicken processor.
Yeah.
But even more, there's been like 3 fertilizer factories, like
that's
in the
nuts,
last
man.
year.
It's nuts.
I excuse fertilizer.
Well, because it's highly combustible.
Exactly.
Right. Now, a lot of people, I don't know what kind of food processing plants these are, but like, so I had a buddy of mine. He lives in South Carolina, and he was telling me one time, because he worked at I want to say it was like a feed company or something like that, and I didn't realize it, but so the place he was at, I think it was a lot of corn that they would store in these big vats, and the friction and the gas release from the corn as it kind of sits,
It's ethanol.
it's right, yeah. And then just the mere friction of the corn settling sometimes, so they have safety valves that like lets all that pressure out of there. If they don't, that shit will explode.
So there was one not long ago
and catch on fire. You know,
so,
like
and
that's just from corn, and people don't realize. Like,
so,
you know,
I've seen it firsthand.
I haven't seen it firsthand. So he has, you know.
So when we hunt,
mm-hmm.
and we have feed corn to deer and attract it. So around here, you go to a local feed store, you go to Academy, you buy 50-pound sacks of corn, and well, in the Midwest, you don't buy corn that way, right? You buy it by the bushel, or really? You buy it by the truckload.
Oh, wow.
And you walk up to the silo, and if you have bend, or like us, we just have the bed of our truck, they pull you under the silo, they pull the valve, it dumps in the back of your car.
Weighs your truck or whatever, and that's how you pay.
Yeah. And you roll, it's like So it's like, okay, cool. I didn't know this shit. Next, we did it for years, and I was like, well, we pull up, and we hear sirens. Like, what the hell is going on? Well, they had pre-called because they smelled when they released, I guess, loaded one guy. They smelled that, hey, this is not going well. So they called the fire department. Fire department's that's country fire department. It's almost all volunteers, right? So everybody's just showing up and pick up trucks and shit.
Yeah.
And bubble lights, like old school.
Right. You're talking about a rural community.
So he backed everybody else up, and they had to, because it works, it's like a chambers, right? They had to release the bottom chamber. And when they released it, that bitch caught on fire.
Oh,
and
shit.
Like, you have like a little barbecue pit, and it just poof, and it blows all the, and once the gas is burned, it's it. So they shut the safe, like they hit the safety valve where nothing would go in the silo, and they dropped that last bit, and I don't know, maybe 800 pounds of corn hit the ground, and it lit a freaking fire into that silo, like, poof, and I was like a rocket,
what the hell?
Just
like a rocket going off. That's nuts.
It was crazy. And then he was like, he's like,
did y'all feel it where y'all were?
Hit the ethanol. No, we were probably, no, we didn't feel it. We were probably 30 yards away from it, but you could, like, you couldn't feel the
concussion. Yeah,
but you could feel like the heat. It was like a poof, like a quick, like I said, like a barbecue pit when you lit that barbecue pit. It was like a poof.
A lot of people don't realize that, man. Like that's
home silos, if they, especially like the old silos,
right,
and it's stored for 10 years, and because corn, they store corn forever. It's not good if they don't have it properly vented, or if these crazy heat waves come through.
And I haven't read any of this stuff, but I would imagine that the supply chain problems, these companies are probably having to hold these raw materials a lot longer than what they would normally hold them, and I'm sure that leads to some problems.
So
I haven't read any. Like I said, I have not dived. I'm just.
Oh, you hit the nail on the head. So I follow this guy who's an organic farmer, and he does a lot of his. He's a mass scaled organic farmer. He's a no-till guy. I don't know if you're familiar with that. So, I
know what tilling is, but
tilling is not good.
It's not going to till your land?
No.
Okay. I thought it was good for it.
It is, but it makes you lose topsoil.
Okay.
So the more topsoil our earth continues to lose, it goes up in the atmosphere, the less fertile the ground becomes. So that you have to start more fertilizer. Fertilizer goes downstream, poisons your water. So your organic guys, your true, I don't say your earth huggers, but
what's funny is I'll tell you about the science project I did in high school.
Your true guys, they're trying to get more, especially like here, like sugarcane guys, places that have high erosion and less, things that hold land together. They're trying to teach them that a no-till policy, number one, allows you to grow more, not the first 2 years, but over a 10-year period will allow you to grow.
Yield, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And it saves you on fertilizer. It saves you on, it keeps your topsoil back in and all these other things. So
how do they get the nutrients back into the ground without tilling it?
You burn it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Just like you do here. So, like after they grind, they burn the field, and then turn that back over, and that brings more nitrogen back to the ground and creates more little ecosystems. So the whole no-till thing is trying to become more popular. This guy's been doing it